Hi gamers, it's Sloth. I did not upload as fast as I wanted to. It's been a little busy IRL, but I thought I would do a quick little guide on Dragonstorm today. But as you can see, I'm not in Dragonstorm. I'm in Dragon's End. We just finished our daily Dragon's End, and we're about to roll into Dragonstorm. So what this is less of a guide to Dragonstorm itself, and more of a guide on how to bring your group from any meta in the game straight into Dragonstorm, um, without too much friction. This can save you time in LFG because you won't have to actually like form a separate squad for a private Dragonstorm. So I'll just say in squad chat, heading to Dragonstorm, stay if you want. Just let people know what I'm doing, and then I'll head over there. And then as soon as we get over there, I'm immediately gonna start them. I'm immediately gonna start it, unless someone does it before me. We'll see. Yep, someone beat me to the punch. They know my plan. Yeah, so now that I've communicated it, people are starting to trickle into this Dragonstorm instance. And while people are loading in, you'll definitely want to clear these guys out. These mobs are really scary. They do a lot of damage. They do a lot of knockdowns, stab, hard CC. Whatever you can do to make these guys do nothing is really important. These enemies are really dangerous. The most deaths that happen in Dragonstorm happen to those guys. They're very scary. These destroyers kick your butt. And as we go about this, you can see that I have my subgroups, my really nice subgroups from Dragon's End are just totally destroyed, right? I do not remember who is playing what role. I just don't. There's no way that I can keep track of 50 people like that. Like I can do it in the moment when everyone's like organized into subgroups for quickness, alacrity, and DPS. It's really easy that way. But right now, I don't remember what I did. I don't remember who's doing what. So as soon as we get this part sorted out, I'm gonna show you my trick to figure out who is doing what. I'm actually gonna start right now. So Caustic Fundament is giving himself alacrity, and he's a Tempest. So that means he's an alacrity Tempest. So I find him in the UI, and I move him in here, right? And basically, what I'm just gonna keep doing this for each person in the squad. So that has no boon source, which means he got quickness from me. So I don't know if he's actually doing quickness. But as people get into combat with Ryland here, I will learn what they're doing based on what their boon bar looks like. So let's take a look. I want to put a quickness in this subgroup. You, McFern, where are you? Ah. And he is giving himself quickness. Okay. So we can put a pin in that. So now we have quickness, alacrity in that subgroup. So now we can drag anyone who's definitely not giving a boon in there, and that's a complete subgroup. Okay, so this gives me more information, right? Okay, so this Bio guy is giving quickness. I saw quickness coming from him on this guy. So we can drag him in, slot him in. Boo-ho does not appear to be providing any of his own boons. So that means he's a DPS Tempest. So there is no alacrity in that subgroup yet. Corrupted Edge is Alack Scourge, though, so we can drag him in. And now that's complete. Lady Kiwi has no boons, so she is not giving any boons. That means she's a DPS. What else do we have? And Soul Beast. That's good. Crimson Liquid. Are you giving boons? Yes, you are. You are giving quickness. Okay. And you can see we're just systematically going through every person in the squad and just figuring this out. It's a little tedious, but it kind of comes together after a while, just automatically. Okay, that's a DPS mech. They're. Oh wait, hang on. Where's that alacrity coming from? Ewald Sage Tech. There you are. Okay. So I will actually get out of combat, and I'm going to change to a Lax Scourge. And then I'll fill in the alacrity here. So now I have 4 complete subgroups with boons. And I didn't even have to ask anybody what they were playing or get any answers. I was able to get all of that simply by looking at who was doing what. So now my goal, right, is to just make even subgroups as possible without giving anybody on boons as much as possible. If you're in 2 and 4 here, you might get screwed out of boons if you're standing too far away from the boss. It depends. I will res this gamer. Oh my god. He is not having a... I'm just going to Signet him. Fuck this. Oh, can I play the game? No, he's dead! Ah! Oh dear. That's a tragedy. Rest in peace. I tried so hard. But yeah, now that I've gone through the process of like looking at everyone's boon bars, like I was able to make subgroups that make sense without actually like making however many people show up to your Dragonstorm and actually say what their role is. And from here, the meta plays exactly how it should. And people are still trickling in, so I'll do that. And then in another tab, actually I'll just pop my start menu up, right? I can do 2, 3 Ryland, 4, 5 Bram. And I have to do this in the start menu or just any text field elsewhere on your computer because right now there is a cutscene playing. I can't interact with any of my UI. But as soon as the cutscene ends, I can immediately broadcast that text I copied. And now everybody knows where to go. So while we're doing this really self-explanatory part, I'll talk a little bit about why you would want to go through all this effort, right? If you go into a public Dragonstorm, like a Dragonstorm from the event timer, you'll probably notice that there's a lot of people sitting there doing nothing, right? Or they're sitting there and just doing very little damage. Like it's very obvious that they're not actually participating. And that bothers, personally, that bothers me a lot. I would prefer people to actually be engaged in the activities that they show up for. Like, I'm not saying you need to do like a full sword focus Condi Weaver rotation at all times, but like, you know, just like kind of show up and press your buttons the way they're designed to be pressed. So this is actually the only way I will do Dragonstorm nowadays. For me it's after Dragon's End, but for you it could be anything, right? You could finish up Death Branded Shatterer and say, hey guys, let's go do Dragonstorm, a private Dragonstorm. Follow me. And then people will leave, right? I started out with a squad of 50 and I'm down to 25 in the actual instance itself. There's one guy out of the squad. And some people will stay, some people will leave. You really don't need that many people for Dragonstorm because it does scale with the number of players. You can do this with 2 players. I think there was a post on Reddit about that a couple days ago. It won't be pretty, but you can do it. So you just get people together, split people up evenly. You can try to go through the effort of boons to make it even faster, right? As you can see, it's like 7:51 p.m. Eastern. So it's 9 minutes before reset. We are on a clock. It's a generous clock, but it's still a clock. So anything I can do to speed this up in the moment right now is going to be really nice. Stability is really nice on both of them. They both have a lot of knockdowns. Rylands are a little bit more predictable than Brams. But generally, you can hit a nicer damage number on Bram because he doesn't send out chill. Okay. So right about now, my eyeballs are on the health bars in the corner, right? My guy's getting low, and I want to make sure that these health bars are about even. It does look good, so I'm not going to intervene with anything. If these health bars are imbalanced to the point where killing one of them would make it so the other one doesn't die in time, you will want to just like send out a squad broadcast. Like I usually use the word picnic. Everybody speaks Auric Basin language. Everybody speaks Auric Basin language. So that gets the point across really nicely. Here's a neat trick. Prototype Position Rewinder. You can buy this in Sandswept Isles. Use the one skill here. Use the laser, and as soon as your channel completes, you can just teleport right back. And then go straight for another laser. Neat. I failed my Griffin. Unlucky. And then I know that everyone else is going to handle Primordius, so I can take my time and get in position for this next part. Oh, I am not playing Harbinger. And immediately start bashing on this as soon as possible. So at this point, I'm looking at my mini-map. Oh, no one has gone over here, so I'm actually going to let this one go. I'm going to try to get out of combat by getting as far away from my targets as possible and not touching anything else. I can use this waypoint up here to get over here. Looks like some other people also realized, hey, there's a problem, right? But if that doesn't happen, you might need to just go yourself. People have a natural tendency to follow the tag, right? If you go somewhere, everybody else will follow you. I was saying earlier today that as soon as I fight something, it's really nice that 12 sky scales dismount attacks just kind of appear out of nowhere. One trick for this Defiance bar is you can actually just turtle here and just press 1 on the turtle. This is the one time it is acceptable to do this in a non-siege situation, because this does do infinite CC, right? Every time you press it. It's a pretty fast break. So you'll want to keep an extra close eye on the HP here. They start out with less health, so there's less time to fix a mistake if one happens. You definitely want, if you want to be really sweaty with how you comp everybody up and split everyone up, you will want to have Boon Corrupt on both sides. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. Flame me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe Ryland, does he, what kind of boons does he get? Let me watch him for a bit. I think he gets Fury, but Bram gets Protection, and that's very scary, right? Oh, hang on. Okay, yeah. So what I was talking about earlier is happening. The Ryland group appears to be struggling a little bit, so I'm going to call Picnic, right? If we watch the minimap, we can see other people following me over, right? People are disengaging from Bram and going over to Ryland because they're like, "Oh, what does that mean? Oh, the health is fucked. Oh shit." And you can see that just simply calling attention to the problem like that is enough to fix it. And now we're good to go. So now that the health bars are even again, I'm actually going to leave and go back to Bram. To make sure that it actually dies properly. And we're good, and Ryland is about to die, so I'm going to head up here. And I'm going to do that trick again with the Sandswept Isles Prototype Position Rewinder. This thing has so many different uses. Most people use it to just like help them with jumping puzzles, but you can do so much cool shit with this. Alright. So now instead of going to another crystal to kill, I'm actually going to bust out my White Mantle portal device. If you're a Mesmer, you can just portal. Like, use actual portal. And I'm just going to leave this here for a bit. This is a cool little oversight that's included, and it makes for a really neat effect. In just a second, let's break this bar. All right, the bar is going to break. I'm going to pop my portal here, and I can just take everyone up, and then I can take the portal back, and my laser is in the middle. This is middle laser, and it is the best thing in the game. And also, the practical reason is that it helps everyone get up here to laser quicker. All right, 3 minutes to spare before reset, and we are done. And now it's time for the best part. Give yourself some swiftness. Run up here, jump off the cliff, turn around, tier 3 updraft, and carefully navigate yourself into the camera. I kind of failed that one a little bit, but Michaela is doing a great job of photobombing. But yeah, that's Dragonstorm. And you can do this at the end of literally any activity in the game. It does not need to be Dragon's End. It can be anything. A lot of people will include this in their IBS Fast 5. They'll just say, hey, let's do Dragonstorm, right? Because they're already comped up, and that makes sense. But you can do this with anything. You get a squad together after like Palauodon or something and say, hey, gamers, it's Dragonstorm time. Let's go. And people will just go with it, you know? People love to do what the tag is doing. It gives them some structure. So hopefully you learned something. I need to go eat some delicious chili. So I'm going to end the recording here. If you have questions, let me know. You can email me, poke me on Mastodon, Discord, or leave a comment on this video. I hope you have a lovely day. Take care.